What's going on, world? It's your girl, Nephew Raps. It's the vibe session, y'all, right here, Power 214 Radio. You already know the vibes, baby. Listen, we always promise to have some of the dopest guests on this show, not only from right here in the Triple D, but from all over, man. We do dope things for artists, doing it on their own, getting it out the mud, y'all. We got another dope one on today. I want to welcome Celeb Larry to the show.
What's up, y'all? This your boy Celeb Larry.
What it do? What it do? How are you today? How's everything?
I'm doing amazing. Like everything's going good. Everything's going good. Yeah.
That's good. So tell our listeners what city you repping today.
So I am originally from Memphis, Tennessee, but I've been here for 7 years in Dallas, the Dallas area. So yeah, I've been grinding for 7 years.
Okay, it's lit. Shout out to Memphis, shout out to hometown,
Shout out
dope
to,
people.
yes, hometown.
Yes.
Funky town, yes. Funky town.
Okay. I like that. So you've been in Dallas for about 7 years now. What made you decide to come over here to Dallas from Memphis?
The crazy thing is, so I am big on education. So as soon as I graduated from high school, I went off to college at Alcorn State University, where I got my bachelor's in music voice performance. And then, I wanted to discover another skill, and I got my master's in higher ed, and that's how I ended up out here in Denton, Texas. And then I moved to Dallas, and boom, I started music again out here.
Okay,
so,
that's
yeah.
dope.
So I ended up, out here based off of school, and just decided to stay out here to explore the music scene.
What do you think is the biggest difference as far as the music scene between Memphis and Dallas?
Well, I think that, Memphis, it's a lot of raw talent in Memphis. I grew up singing in choirs and doing shows and stuff. So it's some amazing talent in Memphis. As far as the platforms and stuff, I think there are more platforms out here. However, there's some network in Memphis too. I just think it's a smaller city. So being in a bigger city opens up more opportunities for me. And, I would definitely say it's a bigger platform, in Dallas, because Dallas is huge. It's a lot going on out there.
Yes.
Yeah.
And since I've been in Dallas, I just realized there's so much culture. It is so many people, like, people think of Texas and they like, yeah, Texas is big. No, Texas is big. Okay, it's a lot of people out here. It's a lot of people in
Texas
Dallas.
Is huge.
Yes.
Right.
So, beautiful city, and I definitely see a lot of artists doing their thing out here. So that's dope. Okay, cool. So, for our listeners that may not be familiar with your sound, your style, you as an artist, how would you describe your musical style in particular?
I would say that I'm really different when it comes to, like, my voice. My voice is in the high key range, So I would say my style is adventurous pop, because I take you on a journey every time that I sing, every time, I write. I make sure that, my music's going to take you on a journey. You know what I'm saying? Like, I want people to enjoy my music, get away from all of this stuff that's going on. So, it's happy, it's fun, it's exciting. I also have explored trap pop too. So, people have never heard of trap pop and adventurous pop, but I say that it's like musicals meets, the mainstream music industry type of sound. So it's very happy and happy-go-lucky, but it's still, something that you can actually feel and be like, okay, this is kind of dope. Like, this is dope. And this is like...
Okay.
Like something I can dance to, you know what I'm saying? So that's what I'm about.
Okay, dope. And what's good about that is I think that music is growing so much. There's so many subgenres, and now with the streaming platforms, everybody gets to go find what they love. Everybody gets to kind of explore different sounds, and so you realize that with hip hop and with R&B and with pop, there's all these dope subgenres that are being birthed out of that whole streaming movement. So that's pretty cool.
Exactly.
Yes. Okay, cool. So what made you kind of start making music? Did you have family that played instruments? Did you have performers around you? Like, how'd you get into it in the first place?
Definitely. My whole family sings, except for my mom. My mom is the one who installed education in us, just a solid foundation, making sure that we go through life, knowing exactly what to do. But my dad is the music head. He sang in groups. He put us on to Earth, Wind, and Fire. Everybody in my family, all my sisters sing, their children sing, my niece and nephews sing too. So we're just a musical family. So I had no choice. I'm just the one who wants to take it to a bigger, level for sure. So that's my background. I started in church. I'm a church boy.
Come on now, talk about it.
Yes. So my dad was a deacon in church, and he sang in the mass choir, and I was the youngest person singing in the mass choir. So, there was an accomplishment, in the church field. So, yeah, that's where I got my roots from. My dad.
Yeah. Sure. I grew up in the church too. I know the vibe. Listen, they had us singing the old Negro spirituals. I know the old Negro spirituals. Okay, man. Grandma had us doing the soul clap. You know what I'm saying?
To, pay my dues. I think you have to just pay your dues in church, and then take it to the next level from there. Yes,
absolutely, for sure. Absolutely. We all got them roots, so that's dope. Okay, cool. So, what are your top 5 artists, or maybe some of your top 5 musical influences?
Definitely, Beyonce for sure. Beyonce is number one. I mean, just what she's done, over time, man. She has really changed the whole music game. With the marketing, from the marketing to the sound. Just making everything, different, changing the game. And, I'm inspired by that. That influences me to work harder and also to do something different, bring something new to the table, Chris Brown, I got to give it to my dog. Chris Brown, that guy is just amazing. His dance moves and these are 2 artists that I'm looking at, and I see, in the later times. But I would say Michael Jackson for sure. Michael Jackson is like the king of everything to me. I remember as a kid just dreaming about, being on the stage, just watching him move and stuff. So, wow, the moves, from the moves to the singing to the acting. And, he's one of the reasons why I got into theater, just being inspired by all of his talents. Who else? 2 other people. So I'll say Usher. Usher's definitely been an inspiration. Before Chris Brown, there was an Usher, right? So my sisters are like 9 years older than me. So they put me on to like Destiny's Child and Usher and all of these all of these groups, all of these male artists that are still doing great things today. You know what I'm saying? So I'm proud to have had older siblings because I have a broader, outlook on music. Let's do old school. So did I name how many? Did I name?
Then we got 4.
4, cool. Mm-hmm. So, so I named 2. Well, I actually named 3 male artists. So let me name 1 more female artist. Let's see. I'll say Brandy. Let's do Brandy.
Okay.
Yes. Even though I have a long list, Brandy is a vocal genius. Like she's the vocal Bible. You know what I'm saying? So those first 2 albums are classics. Nobody can touch those. You know what I'm saying? So I just think that she brought something vocally different to the game, and she just put out an album, and that's dope because I heard that. So I'm just like, man, she's timeless for sure. Okay. So
I haven't heard the new Brandy. I gotta go check that out. But I'm gonna tell you right now, okay? I am a proud member of the Beehive. Okay, that Black is King that right. Beyonce just dropped. Yeah. When I say phenomenal, and I'm gonna just have a moment. I ain't gonna go off on a tangent because this ain't about me. This your interview. No. But I've been on Black Twitter and on Instagram, and there's so many people that are being like so hard on that. Like it's a lot of people that appreciate what she did, like especially her true fans. But you got all these Hotep 2 woke people out here that are picking apart, and I'm like, what she is an entertainer, and what she did is complete art. Like if you've ever been around, like you're a theater guy, so you get it. When you're around certain people, art runs everything that they do with self-expression. So I'm like, her choices in that self-expression, and I'm clearly sounding like a stan right now, but her choices And the self-expression to me is just phenomenal. I mean, she set the bar so high.
She
So
did.
you named so many goats, man. I mean, MJ, Chris Brown. I mean, and Chris Brown is like a young legend, but I think, and some people, he's kind of a polarizing guy, but at the same time, I think that once he's older, he will be one of our legends in the game because he's just that talented.
Right.
So yeah, man, dope influences all goats when it comes to the culture. So that's pretty cool.
Mm-hmm.
All right, dope. So just to get a little personal, right quick,
Yeah.
we know a little bit about the music and you doing the theater and being an artistic person. When you're not making music, when you're not doing theater, when you're not in the studio, what's something you like to do that people would have no clue about?
Hmm. Well, I mean, I like I like to eat. I'm a
Okay.
foodie, so I've been in artist development. I've been doing a lot of training and stuff with my performance coach, and I have to cut out on a lot of this stuff now.
Yeah.
So it's some sacrifices that I have to make just to build up to the person and the artist that I want to become.
Yeah.
So all of those 5 artists that I named, I admire them, and I'm really a student when it comes to looking at their work and their projects and stuff. But the food is the number one thing for me. I love trying new things. I like sushi. I even created a vision board with food on it. Like, who does that, right?
Listen, you about to make me hungry in a minute. Because if y'all
Right.
see me right
So,
now, y'all on my Instagram, y'all know I ain't missing no meals. Okay.
exactly. So it's like I gotta cut back because
Yeah, it's
I
rough.
just don't want my body and stuff to change
Yeah.
up because I like to eat. So
Yeah.
you know how they go.
It's a constant thing, especially as entertainers. We try to keep it right. But listen, let me tell you, it's hard sometimes.
Yes, it
Um,
is.
okay, cool. So we're gonna get into the record in a few. But I got a few more questions for you. What would you say is your biggest accomplishment to date?
I think just going to education has been a big thing in my family. I was fortunate enough to be educated about education. I didn't come into school being a first generation student. So I got a huge insight on what school was about. I was already kind of advanced when it came to schoolwork and, work ethic. And they taught me a lot in that transition and transcended over into, my music too. But I'd say just going to school and accomplishing and tackling all my goals in school, and I see now a lot of artists are doing that. They have, you got the rapper Sweetie and also Megan Thee Stallion, going to school and promoting that while still being in the music industry. And so I'm glad that they're making that type of culture, you know, important to, especially for us as people, Black people. So definitely I'll say school,
Okay.
has been a big accomplishment for me. Yeah.
Oh, so I would flip it. Biggest fear. What's your biggest fear?
Not taking risk, just staying stagnant. So that's what I'm about at this point is taking risk and going, further, going against the grain. You know what I'm saying? So not taking risk is like you remaining stagnant and you become inconsistent and stabilize yourself and stay in one spot. So not taking risk is a fear of mine,
Okay.
being, you know, fearful.
That's
A big,
fair. That's
yeah,
fair. That'll keep you on your toes, though. I
right.
promise. That'll keep you
Always
on your
stay on your
toes.
toes.
Yes. All right, dope. I can get into it. So I want to get into the record. We about to premiere this joint for the people in a few minutes.
All right.
So Celeb Larry, tell us a little bit about the new single.
Yes, my new single is called Tick Boom, TIKBOOM. Tick 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 boom boom. It's a fun song. I consider it trap pop because it is a pop song. It is explicit, so that means that I'm talking kind of sexual on that song, but I am grown, right?
Let them know.
And basically, it's about love. Love and getting into it, getting focused into being the bomb. You know what I'm saying? Like being so hot that we gonna explode together. You know what I'm saying? So tick 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 boom boom tick 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 boom. So
Okay.
it's a catchy song, you know. So when I wrote it in the morning time, but I knew I had to write something to this beat that was gonna make people want to listen to it. And so this gave me an opportunity to write something catchy and fun. And when I perform the song, it's a lot of energy behind it. My dancers and you know the audience are grooving like they into it, you know. So yeah.
All right. Well, we're gonna go ahead and get into it. But before we do that, I want to first say thank you, Celeb Larry, for being a dope guest on the show.
Thank you for having me.
Of course, we're gonna show you mad love up here, Power 214. And we gotta play this record, Tick Boom. Let's get into it. But before we do that, please tell everybody where they can find you on social media and keep up with your movement.
Definitely. So you can follow me on all social media platforms at Celeb Larry. That's CelebLarry. CelebLarry. Celeb Larry on all digital platforms. And my website too. So www.celeblarry.com.